Welcome back to The Drive. Today we're diving into one of the most legendary and unexpected vehicles ever created by Lamborghini. When people hear the name Lamborghini, they usually imagine low, aggressive supercars screaming down the road with V10 and V12 engines. But decades ago Lamborghini built something completely different, something bold, outrageous, and ahead of its time. The Lamborghini LM002. And in 2026, the legacy of this legendary off-road beast is still inspiring the modern world of luxury performance SUVs. The Lamborghini LM002 is often called the grandfather of the modern super SUV. Long before luxury off-road vehicles became common, Lamborghini shocked the automotive world by building a massive military-inspired machine powered by a supercar engine. It was big, powerful, and unlike anything else on the road. The story of the LM002 began in the late 1970s when Lamborghini experimented with a military vehicle concept called the Cheetah. That project eventually evolved into the LM001 and finally the production LM002, which officially debuted in 1986. At the time, it was one of the most outrageous vehicles ever built. It looked like a military truck but carried the heart of a raging supercar. Under the hood, the LM002 featured a massive 5.2-liter V12 engine borrowed from the legendary Lamborghini Countach. This engine produced around 444 horsepower and delivered incredible torque for off-road capability. For the 1980s, this was absolutely insane performance for a vehicle that weighed more than 2.7 tons. In 2026, the LM002 remains a symbol of Lamborghini's fearless engineering philosophy. While modern SUVs like the Lamborghini Urus dominate the luxury performance SUV market, the LM002 is remembered as the machine that started it all. Just one look at the LM002 and you immediately understand why it earned the nickname, Rambo Lambo. The design is aggressive, square, and muscular. The tall hood, massive fender flares, and wide stance give it an unstoppable presence. It looks more like a military assault vehicle than a luxury SUV. The front of the LM002 is dominated by large rectangular headlights, a bold grille, and thick metal bumpers designed to handle extreme terrain. The hood sits high and flat, emphasizing the powerful V12 engine underneath. From the side profile, the LM002 reveals its enormous proportions. It stands tall with huge ground clearance and massive off-road tires specially developed by Pirelli. These tires were called the Pirelli Scorpion and were specifically designed for the LM002 to handle sand, mud, and extreme off-road environments. The rear of the LM002 continues the rugged theme with a simple but strong design. The tailgate is wide and functional, while the spare tire mounted in the rear area highlights the vehicle's off-road capability. Despite its military appearance, the LM002 interior was surprisingly luxurious. Lamborghini wanted the vehicle to appeal not only to military buyers but also to wealthy clients in places like the Middle East. Inside the cabin, drivers were greeted with high-quality leather seats, premium materials, and a dashboard that combined rugged functionality with luxury touches. The seats were large and comfortable, designed for long journeys across deserts or rough landscapes. The dashboard featured analog gauges that gave the driver clear information about engine performance, speed, and terrain conditions. Everything inside the cabin was built to feel powerful and durable. One of the most interesting features of the LM002 was its massive fuel tank. Because the powerful V12 engine consumed a lot of fuel, Lamborghini equipped the vehicle with a huge fuel capacity of around 290 liters. This allowed the LM002 to travel long distances even in remote desert environments. In terms of performance, the LM002 was incredibly impressive for its time. The V12 engine delivered explosive acceleration for such a large vehicle. It could go from 0 to 100 km per hour in about 7.8 seconds, which was remarkable for a heavy off-road truck. The top speed reached around 210 km per hour, making it one of the fastest SUVs of its era. Imagine driving a huge off-road machine across the desert at sports car speeds. That's the kind of experience the LM002 delivered. The drivetrain was also engineered for serious off-road performance. The LM002 featured a full-time four-wheel drive system with locking differentials and a two-speed transfer case. This allowed the vehicle to conquer sand dunes, rocky mountains, and muddy trails with ease. Its suspension system used heavy-duty components designed to absorb rough terrain while maintaining stability at high speeds. Combined with its powerful engine and specialized tires, the LM002 could handle environments where most vehicles would fail. Another fascinating aspect of the LM002 is its exclusivity. Lamborghini produced only about 328 units between 1986 and 1993. This limited production makes it one of the rarest Lamborghini vehicles ever created. Many of the LM002 models were sold to wealthy collectors and royal families, particularly in the Middle East. The vehicle's ability to combine luxury, power, and off-road capability made it perfect for desert environments. In 2026, the LM002 has become a highly valuable collector's vehicle. Classic car collectors and Lamborghini enthusiasts consider it one of the most iconic and unusual models in the company's history. What makes the LM002 even more important is its influence on modern automotive design. Today, high-performance luxury SUVs are everywhere. Vehicles like the Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Bentayga, and Aston Martin DBX dominate the market. But decades ago, the LM002 proved that combining supercar performance with SUV capability was possible. It was a bold idea at the time, and Lamborghini took the risk when few other companies dared to try. Looking back from 2026, the LM002 represents more than just a vehicle. It represents Lamborghini's fearless spirit. The company wasn't afraid to experiment, to challenge expectations, and to create something completely unique. Today the automotive industry is moving toward electric vehicles and advanced technology. Yet classic machines like the LM002 remind us of a time when raw mechanical power and daring engineering defined the automotive world. Driving an LM002 is not just about transportation. It's about commanding the road, dominating rough terrain, and experiencing the pure power of a legendary V12 engine. The sound of that engine alone is unforgettable. Deep, aggressive, and unmistakably Lamborghini. Even today, hearing an LM002 roar to life is enough to turn heads anywhere in the world. Collectors often restore and preserve these vehicles carefully because they represent an important chapter in Lamborghini history. Each surviving LM002 is a piece of automotive art. In a world full of modern SUVs filled with digital screens and autonomous technology, the LM002 feels raw and mechanical. You feel every vibration of the engine, every movement of the suspension, and every ounce of power coming from the V12. And that's exactly what makes it special. Even in 2026, the legend of the LM002 continues to grow. Car enthusiasts admire it for its bravery, its design, and its place in automotive history. Without the LM002, the idea of a Lamborghini SUV might never have become reality. The success of modern models proves that Lamborghini was thinking far ahead of its time. The LM002 was wild, powerful, unconventional, and unforgettable. A true Lamborghini in every sense of the word. And that's why decades later, this legendary off-road monster still commands respect, admiration, and fascination from car lovers around the world. This is not just an SUV. This is a piece of Lamborghini history. A machine that proved power and adventure can exist in the same vehicle. Thanks for watching The Drive, and if you love legendary machines like the Lamborghini LM002, make sure to stay tuned because the world of performance cars never stops evolving.